T1 AL was by far the best series of Worlds so far, and the Game 5 draft showed just how good both these teams are. In Fearless Game 5, the only two top-tier ADCs remaining really are Jinx and Ashe. I think Ashe is criminally underrated, but I'll go with the Jinx B1, which is good. Now we want them to build a comp around similar themes that focus on scaling past 3 items, protecting the Jinx, and getting her a reset in teamfights. That's going to be AL's primary win condition in the game. The first rotation for T1 I think is the only small blunder they make in the draft, with a blind pick or Renekton. When I'm drafting on red side, I literally always save top lane pick for R5 counter. I also just don't think Renekton is all that strong, but either way, I know T1 have a plan for the draft. The Mundo is also just fine as a low economy tank jungler, although I am super surprised neither team picked Maokai this entire series. He's still one of the best champs in the entire game, but I digress. AL's answer with Sejuani Lulu is pretty good. Again, I'd prefer Maokai or even Udyr over Sejuani, but frontline tank CC jungler, Sejuani fits the bill. Lulu I absolutely love. I really wish this champ was played more in competitive, but enchanters as a class are unfortunately ignored for the most part. Either way, AL is doing what I suggested of protecting Jinx and helping her get a reset. Now T1 do something very interesting here with Mel blind pick to round out first phase. 99% of teams, including myself, would just pick ADC here with something like Ashe or Kog'Maw, but Mel does have good value into Sejuani and Jinx. It definitely is a risky blind pick, but with an Akali ban, Faker should be just fine. Mel is yet another very underrated champion that should see more play, but we love pro play metas, don't we? Gotta have more useless Talias and Roa Orianas, am I right? Anyways, T1 pick up the Ashe on R4, which I'm surprised AL didn't ban. AL round out with 2 solid picks with Syndra and Aatrox, both of whom do well in their respective matchups. The biggest criticism of AL's draft that I have is the top lane pick though. I personally would have just gone another tank like Cho'Gath, Malphite, or Udyr. We've already established that the whole goal of the comp is getting Jinx a reset. That's how they win teamfights, right? Tanks neutralize Renekton's early power very well, and Mel won't be one-shotting a tank at any point in the game, so I think that's not a great pick for sure. Now the Pyke ban gets super lost on me for AL, but you may be asking, with Alistar banned and Rel falling completely out of Worlds meta, thank the Lord, what does T1 pick on support here? I told you they had a plan, and they lock in Seraphine for counterpick on R5. With how the T1 draft went, I'm thinking this was all pre-planned for them. Blinding a stable enough early top laner to make sure it's a viable Seraphine angle is definitely a good idea. And the champion is just super good. I really like the T1 draft, especially the bottom 4 picks. The Renekton blind could have really been anything. I would have gone Cho'Gath probably, but still their comp is just very good, especially around the objective standoffs we see so often nowadays. And that's really the main point I want to focus on here as you watch this replay. See how both teams are dancing around the dragon, but T1 is slowly building up an HP advantage because they have sustain with Seraphine and better poke with Mel and Ashe. If the fight is over before it starts and AL can't truly 5v5, Jinx can never get a reset, and their whole win condition goes out the window. This is T1's biggest advantage in the draft, is how the team comps function around objective standoffs. But overall, this draft was great from both sides, because it was relatively even entering the game. When drafts can put a team in a winning or losing spot entering the game, it's less fun to watch. But in an even draft like you saw here, you know it comes down to pure player execution, and the better team is going to win. Let me know what you guys thought of this Game 5 draft in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.